Just as iron bars are placed in the fire to be shaped into something strong and useful, our novitiate lives were forged through the spiritual flames of God's love. Each experience became a spark that refined our hearts for mission, just as Saint Anthony Mary Claret burned with the desire to set the world ablaze with divine love. Advent, Christmas, and New Year celebrations. In the heart of our novitiate journey, the celebrations of Christmas and New Year became sacred moments of renewal, flames that lit our path with meaning, humility, and fresh resolve. Advent and Christmas invited us to the crib of simplicity, where the eternal Word chose silence, poverty, and hiddenness. As we contemplated the God who became flesh, we were drawn into the warmth of divine humility. New Year arrived not with noise, but with a quiet hope, like a spark at dawn. It was a moment to look back with gratitude and forward with trust. The joy of Christmas and New Year was multiplied in the presence of the religious communities who are part of our common novitiate program as well as our neighbors. Together, these celebrations became more than traditions. They were spiritual flames igniting the fire of divine closeness.
Spiritual direction and VGS, the ironsmith's guiding hand. Through spiritual direction and VGS, we encountered the wisdom and discernment needed to navigate our interior journeys. Like the ironsmith guiding the iron on the anvil, our directors helped us recognize God's movements, correct our course, and surrender with trust. In this accompaniment, we felt the sparks of divine clarity shaping us for the mission.
Common adorations and common rosary. In the quiet gaze before the Blessed Sacrament, our hearts were enkindled with the fire of intimacy with Christ, like glowing coals that warm from within. Adoration became a space of silent love, deep listening, and humble receiving. Accompanied by the Common Rosary program in the month of October, we were gently led by Mary to the heart of her Son. Her silent strength and tender love deepened our contemplation. In her presence and his, the missionary flame was nourished and the desire to be broken and shared like the Eucharist was born. We were also blessed to take part in common adorations as an integral part of our novitiate journey, beginning at patricians, extending through all our communities, and reaching its beautiful culmination at Claret Bhavan.
Claret Feast celebrations. We celebrated the Claret Feast in a grand and meaningful way, rejoicing in the spirit of our founder. We started our preparations at the onset of October with special reflections on various themes related to St. Claret as well as the novena. We also compiled the reflections into a booklet named Floret. On the feast day, the special highlight was the exhibition showcasing the life and mission of St. Anthony Mary Claret, which rekindled in us the fire of his zeal. The celebration was made even more vibrant by the presence of a large number of religious congregations from in and around the Carmelarium complex. Through prayer, creativity, and communion, we were strengthened to carry forward his legacy with passion and missionary courage. Recollections and retreats. In the quiet rhythm of our monthly recollections and retreats, we were drawn inward, called to pause, to listen, and to let the voice of God echo through the silence. Like flames slowly melting the surface of metal, these moments softened our distractions and attuned our souls to the divine presence. They reminded us that interior stillness is where the Spirit begins to kindle its fire.
Holy Week and Easter celebrations. Holy Week and Easter were moments of deep grace in our novitiate journey. The passion and death of Christ invited us into silence, surrender, and self giving love. Together with our neighboring religious communities, we enacted the way of the cross and joyfully celebrated the Holy Week and Easter, deepening our communal bond and shared devotion. Easter then burst forth with the light and joy, renewing our hope and missionary zeal. In these sacred days, we were reminded that from the cross springs our call, and from the resurrection our strength to proclaim Him.
A cleration novice is carefully molded like an iron bar in the fire of formation, where each experience, whether in prayer, study, manual work, or community life, plays a crucial role in shaping their heart and spirit. Through this continuous molding process, they are transformed with every challenge and activity, refining their character, strengthening their commitment, and preparing them to live their missionary calling with passion, love, and service.
Ashram experiences. Through experiences like the ashram retreat, we were shaped like iron bars in the forge as we learned the discipline of meditation. In the stillness and simplicity of the ashram, our minds were calmed and our hearts tuned to God's presence. Meditation became a tool of transformation, softening the hardness of distractions and opening us to deeper communion with the divine. Like the heat refining metal, this practice purified and strengthened our inner being, preparing us for the mission ahead.
St. Claret Quiz Competition. The quiz competition on St. Anthony Mary Claret and the Claretian congregation was a spark that deepened our understanding of our founder and mission. Each question challenged us to learn more about Claret's life and the charism that guides us. It wasn't just a contest, but a way to ignite our passion for the mission and strengthen our Claretian identity. The competition united us in knowledge and spirit, fueling our commitment to live out the fire of evangelization that St. Claret inspired. Common Classes and Social Day. Through Common Classes and Social Day, we were further molded in our novitiate journey. Alongside the novices from other congregations, we engaged in classes on various themes of religious life, deepening our understanding of our vocation. Social Day, on the other hand, was a time of unity and joy where we came together to share meals, engage in recreation, and strengthen the bonds of community. These moments of learning and fellowship helped nurture both our spiritual growth and fraternal connection.
Manual labor and games. In addition to our spiritual formation, manual labor and games played an important role in our novitiate experience. Manual labor became a way to grow in humility and diligence as we learned to serve with our hands, offering our work as prayer. Games, on the other hand, provided moments of relaxation, laughter, and community building, allowing us to bond and refresh ourselves. Both activities helped shape us holistically, teaching us the value of hard work, cooperation, and the joy of shared experiences.
Ministries. We were molded in the spirit of missionary through our ministries in places like Jivandip, MPK, and Asabhavan. By being with children and elderly, where we encounter Christ in the most tender and vulnerable faces. Being with them taught us compassion, patience, and the joy of simple presence, essential qualities for any missionaries. Like iron shaped by gentle yet firm hands, these experiences form our hearts to serve with love, humility, and deep human connection.
Seminars. The seminars and encounters with the missionary Claretians provided us with profound insights into the real life application of our vocation. Through their stories and experiences, we were inspired by their zeal for evangelization and their unwavering commitment to God's mission. These moments strengthened our resolve to embrace the Claretian spirit and deepen our own missionary calling.
Visit to Sumanagally. During our visit to Sumanagally, we were deeply inspired by the compassionate mission of the Claretians, as well as other religious congregations and NGOs who serve the marginalized with love and dedication. The experience helped mold us into missionaries with a heart as we witnessed firsthand the power of selfless service and unconditional care. Through their example, we learn the true mission flows from a deep love for the suffering and a willingness to walk alongside those in need, embodying the heart of Christ in all we do.
A Claretian novice is steadily strengthened like an iron bar in the forge of formation, where each activity builds resilience and deepens their spiritual strength. Through this process of constant strengthening, they are prepared to face the challenges of missionary life with their heart, mind, and spirit fortified for a life of love, service, and unwavering commitment to God's mission.
Academic year inauguration. The inauguration of the academic year 2024-25 was held on July 16, 2024 on the foundation day of the Claretian congregation. The program was held at Claret Bhavan Auditorium under the theme Vibjyor, which means colors bring beauty. The whole program was presided over by Father Sahayanathan, a vibrant priest. This event officially marked the beginning of the Literary Association programs of the year. The program was conducted in the presence of the neighboring religious communities in Karmalaram.
Independence Day and Republic Day celebrations.
Our celebrations of Independence Day and Republic Day were not just patriotic events, but reminders of our call to serve with freedom and responsibility. Through flag hosting, cultural programs, and meaningful reflections, we were inspired to be missionaries who uphold justice, peace, and human dignity. Just like iron shaped for purpose, these moments stirred in us a deeper love for our country and a commitment to be instruments of transformation in the society.
Literary Association meetings. During our literary association programs, we engaged in a variety of activities such as dances, songs, speeches, dramas, and mono acts, each one contributing to the deepening of our missionary spirit. Like iron being heated and molded, these creative expressions helped shape our communication skills, enhancing our ability to share the gospel with both passion and clarity. Through performances, we learn to embody the message we wish to convey, using art to touch hearts and inspire others. These activities not only strengthened our bond as a community but also prepared us to be dynamic, engaging missionaries able to reach people through diverse forms of expression.
Bangalore outing. Our one-day picnic to Bangalore, visiting churches and scenic spots, offered a joyful pause that refreshed both body and spirit. It renewed our strength, deepened our bonds, and rekindled our missionary zeal. Through shared laughter, prayer, and exploration, we were reminded that rest and fraternity are vital parts of our journey.
Feasts, birthdays, and ordination days. Celebrating the feast, birthday, and ordination days of our fathers was a joyful reminder of lives dedicated to God's vision. These occasions, filled with gratitude and fraternity, inspired us to walk the path of commitment and self-gift. Like iron sharpened by example, their witness encouraged us to embrace our own calling with renewed fervor and joy. Pilgrimage to Chennai. Our 2 day pilgrimage to Chennai, especially to sacred places like St. Thomas Mount, deepened our faith and connected us to the roots of our apostolic calling. It was a journey of grace, reflection, and gratitude. Alongside it, a 1 day outing offered us joyful fraternity and renewal. These moments, like cooling iron after forging, strengthened us inwardly and prepared us to continue the missionary path with refreshed hearts and deeper conviction.